Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am going to be laying down the motherfucking law today on the tier list of bands that are going to be playing at When We Were Young 2024. They're playing full albums. This is very important. There is a right answer, and it is my opinion. And I'm willing to take on the responsibility of making this list. But do not worry, I will be handling this very, very delicately because I understand how important it is. In all seriousness, I saw a couple other people on YouTube, Johnny Gilbert specifically, making tier lists for this festival, and the lineup is so good this year. I've never gone to When We Were Young Fest. I think about it every year. I think I actually had tickets for the first year, but then I ended up selling them. But mama, when I heard that the bands were doing full albums and I heard about some of these bands on this bill, I'm considering it. Let's get into it. Okay, so we have a couple tiers. There's the must see, really want to see, would like to see, / would see if free, not interested, and who. I feel like this is going to be hard for me, honestly, because I would be down to see any band. You know, like I don't think there's any band on here that I would say that I'm not interested in seeing at all. Like I would see all of these bands. But first thing, we have 303. I saw 303 at the last Warped Tour in 2018, and it was really, really fun. The crowd was really good. We made friends with the people around us, and they played Don't Trust Me. I don't know this whole album super, super well. I just know the main hits, but I'd say would like to see for 303. Next is 4 Years Strong. I would see 4 Years Strong. I saw them a couple times when I was in high school. I don't remember what tour it was on, but I saw them play at Soma in San Diego, and I also saw them play at Warped Tour once or twice. I haven't listened to them in forever, but when I was 16 and I got my license, I want to say it was Rise or Die Trying, but I feel like it was their self-titled album, and I had that CD that I had bought at Warped Tour that year in my car because my car didn't have Bluetooth or an aux cable or anything. So I listened to that album so much the first summer that I learned to drive. It's not this album. Enemy of the World is this one, right? Yeah. But I do really like this album. Oh, it could go either way. I'm going to put them under really want to see for now, but I might move them. Okay, All American Rejects. All American Rejects was a band that I listened to when I was a child, you know, but I didn't get really into them when I was developing my own music taste. Let's see what's on this album. I would see them, but I'm not dying to. I'll put them in would see if free. I feel like everything is going to be would see if free, a lot of this stuff. Okay, A Day to Remember. This is must see. For sure. Homesick. I've seen A Day to Remember a lot of times because I live in Southern California. So I would go to Self-Help Fest every year that I was in high school. I think I went to Self-Help Fest and just absolutely loved A Day to Remember. I will never, ever, ever forget. What year was it? Maybe it was the first year. Their performance at Self-Help when they played Second Sucks. They had all these pyrotechnics and video game graphics with these moving screens, and it was just the coolest thing ever. I love A Day to Remember. I also saw them open for Blink at Soma, which was crazy. That was probably 2016. I probably have all my dates wrong, but whatever. Yeah. Homesick. I freaking love this album. Definitely a must-see. And then we have August Burns Red. I've seen August Burns Red play a couple times. I've never listened to their music other than seeing them live. I'll put them under would see if free because they're cool. Basement. I like Basement. I'm not an avid Basement listener. I did listen to this album quite a bit when I was younger, and I also did see them on tour with The Story So Far, probably when I was 16 or 17. And I remember it was one of the best live shows I've ever seen. I remember not being that into Basement or being just a casual listener and watching them play that night and just being this is the best live music I've ever seen in my life. So I would see Basement. I'm also going to put the bands that I care more about in each tier in the front. I'd put them after 303. Hot take. What's this? Bayside. I'd see Bayside. What album are they playing? Ooh, honestly, I don't know any of the songs on this album. 666 is fire. I don't know. I'll put Bayside under would like to see or would see if free. I would maybe see them over Basement. Maybe just because I don't think I've ever seen them before. Okay, who's next? What is this? Chiodos? I don't know if I've ever seen them play before. If I did, it was probably when I was like 14. I would have to say I would see them if I was free, but I don't know any Chiodos music. I'm gonna put them under not interested, but like towards the beginning. And then, ooh, Cobra Starship. I'd see Cobra Starship. I don't know a ton of their music, but I would see them if I was free. I'd put them maybe, yeah, I'd see Cobra Starship. I feel like it would be really fun. Dashboard Confessional. I've heard of them, but sorry, I've never really listened to them. I know a lot of people like them a lot, but I'll put them under not interested. I'd see them. I'd be down to get put on, you know? A lot of my favorite bands I found from seeing them live, and I didn't know of them before or knew of them but had never heard their music before. Like AJJ was a band like that for me where I saw them live. And since that time that I saw them, they immediately became one of my favorite bands and have stayed with me forever. Devil Wears Prada. I'd see them. I've seen them before. I don't really remember anything from it. Never really listened to their music. I'll put them in would see if free. Dance Gavin Dance. I have never listened to Dance Gavin Dance. I don't know any of their music. I know that people love them, and I feel like they're one of those bands where if I gave them a chance, I would probably love them a lot, but don't know them. Maybe I'd see them. Emery, heard of them, never listened to them. I'll put them under not interested. Okay, Escape the Fate. This might be controversial. Actually, maybe it's not controversial at all, but I haven't listened to any of their music without Ronnie Radke. I fucking love Dying Is Your Latest Fashion. That's like one of my favorite albums ever. I know that Ronnie Radke is controversial, but that album rocks. I probably wouldn't see Escape the Fate. I don't know. I would see him if I was free. I'll put him early and not interested. Okay. Fall Out Boy. Fall Out Boy is a must-see for sure. They're one of the only bands that aren't doing a full album, right? Or they haven't said what they're doing yet. So I am a little bit unsure because I have not listened to much of their stuff from after. Was Infinity on High their last album? Like, I loved their first 3 albums. I haven't listened to them in a while, but I did see them on tour when I was in high school with Paramore, and it was such a great show. I love Fall Out Boy. They were one of my favorite bands in middle school. I still love them. I think it would be cool to see them play regardless of what they play, but I don't really know most of what that one album is like. Is it called American Beauty, American Psycho? American Beauty, American Psycho. Let me look at the track list, because I feel like I might actually know that album better than I think I do. No, I don't. I know Uma Thurman and Centuries. I like Centuries. What about The Phoenix? What album was that song on? Because I loved that song, Fall Out Boy. Save Rock and Roll. Oh, I forgot about that album. Okay, you know what? Maybe I told a little fib. Maybe I have listened to more Fall Out Boy than I thought. Yeah, I do like that album, actually. Hold on. I like this EP a lot, too. I listened to that a lot in high school. From Under the Cork Tree. Save Rock and Roll was 2013. Was that their last album before they broke up? Oh, okay. I'm a fake fan. Yeah, anyways, I'm getting distracted. But yeah, I'd see Fall Out Boy for sure. I love them. Hawthorne Heights. I've never really listened to Hawthorne Heights. I know the Ohio song. What's that called? Yeah, I know Ohio is for lovers, and that's about it. And I feel like it would probably be a big crowd, because at least my perception of Hawthorne Heights is that they're pretty big and iconic, but I just never got into them. So I'd probably skip it. I'd see them if I was free, but I don't know. I'm gonna leave them here for now. I might adjust things later, okay? Because my heart is in Ohio. Like, if I was walking past and they were playing, I would stop and watch. But there's so many good bands playing. I don't know. Jimmy Eat World. I would like to see Jimmy Eat World. Okay, Mayday Parade. I would see Mayday Parade. I loved Mayday Parade when I was younger. I haven't listened to them in a while, but I feel low-key like it's time for me to revisit. You guys, My Chem, must see. That's the number one must see band for me. My Chem doing the Black Parade in full is my number one driving reason to want to go to this festival. There's a lot of good albums, but man, that would just be so cool to see. However, I am very concerned that I wouldn't even make it through the set because I would have a heart attack and die. I am obsessed with My Chemical Romance. I've been obsessed with My Chemical Romance. They're one of my favorite bands ever. I know all the lore, all the theories, all of everything. I feel like my heart's gonna stop just as soon as they walk out on stage and play the first little chord progression to the end. Well, they're gonna be like, well, come one, come all, and I'm gonna be like, and then I'm gonna spend the rest of the set in the medical tent. But yeah, really love My Chem. To see this album played in full would be like a bucket list life moment for me. So that's definitely my number one favorite must-see band. Millionaires, I've heard of Millionaires, but also not really. Aren't they like EDM or like scene? Yeah. I kind of want to put them under Who because I really don't know anything about them, but I feel like they'd be fun to see, especially like not really knowing anything about them. I'm going to put them in under Would Like to See, just based off of the few things that I've heard about them. Okay, Mom Jeans. I really, really like Mom Jeans a lot. There was a time in my life where I would even say that I loved Mom Jeans. I think I would put them under Really Wanna See just because I've seen them a couple times before, and there are other bands that I haven't seen in a long time that I would rather see. Mom Jeans I've seen pretty recently. I do love this album a lot, and there was a time in my life where I listened to it all the time, and Mom Jeans rocks live, okay? They were one of those bands that before I had seen them live, I really, really enjoyed their recorded music, but when I did buy a ticket to go see them, I saw them in Portland with Hobo Johnson, which was such a cool show, in like 2019. But I was a little bit concerned that the music wouldn't hold up live just because of, I don't even know what it was. And I'm not trying to diss Mom Jeans at all. I really like Mom Jeans, and I was proven wrong. But I think just because of how quirky the music is, I was worried that it wouldn't hold up live. But believe me when I tell you, they sound better live than they do on their recordings. Or at least on this album. Their newer recordings, like the Sweet Tooth album, sounds great. And this record sounds great too, don't get me wrong. Movements, okay. Emo girl hot take, I don't like Movements that much. Sorry guys, their music's good. I just never got super into them. I feel like by the time that they were coming up, or the time that I started hearing about them a lot, it was probably like 2016, 2017. And my really, really, really heavy emo time was always, but when I was finding new music and really, really falling in love with new emo bands was like up until 2015, 2016. And then around 2016, 2017, 2018-ish, I was really into like a different scene of music, like Fiddler and the Frights and Swimmers and the whole Burger record scene. So I was just not super thrilled with Movements. Don't get me wrong, they're cool. And they're one of those bands that I probably would have loved if I got into them 1 year earlier, but I kind of just missed the Movements bus. I probably wouldn't see them. I'd say not interested. Neck Deep, I would put under Really Wanna See, or maybe even Must See. I put them ahead of Mom Jeans. Neck Deep was one of my favorite bands all through high school. And I haven't seen them in forever. I used to have such a crush on Ben Barlow, okay? And I still kind of do. So I would definitely see Neck Deep. New Found Glory, again, could be must see. I would say really want to see. New Found Glory I really, really like. I grew up on like Blink, Green Day, New Found Glory. Not so much New Found Glory, but I do really, really fuck with New Found Glory, and I've seen them before, but I think it would be cool to see them again. Pierce the Veil, Collide with the Sky, I think, ooh, definitely a must-see. It could go ahead of A Day to Remember. Yeah, I think Collide with the Sky goes ahead of A Day to Remember. This is another one that would just be such a bucket list album to see in full. That would be insane. I've seen Pierce the Veil before, but it's been a long, long time. And this album has some of my favorite songs ever. I don't even really need to look up the track list, but I'm going to anyways. I could do a whole video just on this album. King for a Day, obviously. 100 Sleepless Nights, that song. Oh, that's so good. Bulls in the Bronx. I'm Low on Gas and You Need a Jacket. Stained Glass Eyes, Matching in Water, Props and Mayhem. The first Punch by Pierce the Veil. I could do a full-on video essay just on that song alone. I fucking love this song. Yes, 1,000 times yes. Pierce the Veil. Maybe even like equivalent to My Chemical Romance. I don't know. Let's not get too crazy. Say Anything. Okay. Say Anything is definitely a must-see for me. They are one of my favorite bands fucking ever. Max Bemis, or however you say his last name, I seriously think he's a genius. I, in other circumstances, may put them above A Day to Remember. However, they are doing their own tour for this album anyways, and I'm going to be going to it. But yeah, if I wasn't seeing them on tour separately from the festival, I would maybe put them above A Day to Remember. But since I am going to see this album in full anyways, it's lower priority. But it's a really long album. It's a 57-minute album. I actually thought it was longer. I love this album. Say Anything is a real boy. I've never seen them before either. Literally every song. Slowly Through a Vector. Oh my gosh, the bridge on that song. Admit It. Bruh. I cannot wait to see Admit It live. I'm pontificating. Go analog, baby. You're so postmodern. Yep. Okay. Census Fail. I would like to see Census Fail. I haven't listened to them in a long time. I'm gonna put them here. Yeah. I love Census Fail. I remember seeing them at, I think it was Self-Help Fest in maybe 2015, 2016-ish. And they had those shirts that said queer hardcore on them. And me and my best friend each got one of those shirts. And we were not together or anything, but we took a picture, not like thinking anything of it, but we wanted to take a picture of the backs of the shirts because we thought they were cool. And we had our arms around each other and we posted it. And I remember the Census Fail Instagram account like shared it to their story or commented on it or something. And we're like, love to see queer love in the hardcore scene or whatever. And we were like, oh no, we queer baited. Silverstein. I like Silverstein. I haven't listened to them really at all in a long time, and I did see this album in full when I was in high school, but I'd see them again. I'd see Census Fail over them, but I would see Silverstein again. I think Census Fail and Silverstein, it was at that, was that the same tour? Because in my mind, those two bands go together. I listened to them both a lot at the same time. Yeah, the 10-year anniversary. I feel like Census Fail played that show. No, they didn't. Beartooth, Hands Like Houses, Major League, and My Iron Lung. Huh. I like all those bands too. I don't know. My memory is incorrect. What is this? Simple Plan. No plaids, no helmets, just balls. God Must Hate Me. Yeah, I haven't listened to a lot of Simple Plan, actually. I'm just a kid and life is a nightmare. I'd see Simple Plan if I was free. They'd be like low priority, but I'd see them. State Champs. I really like State Champs. I haven't listened to them much since high school. I remember seeing them with one of my really good friends in high school, and it was before they got super big. It was before they even did Warped Tour. They played at Soma Side Stage, which is a small room, and I remember we were like 15 and we met Derek at the merch booth after, and he was talking to us about how he was so excited that they got added to Warped Tour and that he was hoping that it would, help their band out and help them grow. And then like pretty soon after that, didn't they do a tour with 5 Seconds of Summer? I like State Champs. I haven't seen them in forever. I think it would be cool to see them. Sleeping with Sirens don't come for me, but I have been revisiting a lot of these albums that I loved when I was like 13, 14. And all of these albums up here held up. I don't really think, what is this album even called? It's like Let's Cheers to This. I was going to say 3 Cheers, but I was like, no, that's my chem. Let's Cheers to This. Maybe I need to give it another listen. I loved Sleeping with Sirens, or I thought I loved Sleeping with Sirens. And then I revisited the album and found that I didn't think it was very memorable. I was like, I don't remember most of these songs, and they're not hitting. I would see if I was free, but yeah, sorry. The Main. I've seen The Main a couple times, and I would say I'm a medium level Main enjoyer. I would see them if I was free. Red Jumpsuit Apparatus. Oh, they have that one song, right? Do they have that song that's like, do you feel like a man? I don't know. I probably wouldn't see them. I'd see them if I was free. I'll put them early and not interested. What is this? The Starting Line. Okay. One of my really good friends loves The Starting Line, and he was saying that them alone might be enough to convince him to go to the festival. I've never listened to them, so I would see them, but I'm going to put them early and not interested because I don't know any of their music. The Used. I would really like to see The Used. Maybe over Newfound Glory, actually. I don't think I've ever seen The Used play, actually. And I loved this album with The Bird and the Worm. Wonder Years are... I put them towards the end of must-see because the Wonder Years are probably one of the bands that I've seen the most. They are one of my favorite bands ever. This album is one of my favorite albums ever. It was a really, really important album to me when I was growing up. And it was like the soundtrack to a lot of important years of my life, but I did just see it played in full like a couple months ago because they just did a tour for it. I'd see it again. It was fantastic. It was so good. Great band. What's this? Thursday. I've never listened to Thursday. I feel like I would like them. I don't know actually if I would like them. I know a lot of people really, really love them. I'd check them out, but I'm gonna say not interested. Tonight Alive, I'd be down to see. I could maybe put them under really want to see. Maybe towards the end of really want to see. And then this is that Under Oath? Yeah. I've never listened to Under Oath. Sorry. We Are the In Crowd. I remember seeing them Soma Side Stage also when I was really young. I was probably like 14. I would see them if I was free. I don't really remember much of their music. I didn't keep up with them, but I liked them. And then We the Kings, I would also see if I was free. I liked them a lot when I was in middle school. Before I even... Okay, wait, hold on. Let me see what's on this album. Yeah. Check Yes Juliet. Skyway Avenue? I forgot about that song. I forgot about a lot of these songs. We the Kings was a band that I loved in middle school before I found a lot of these other bands. I kind of stopped listening to them, but I was really, really, really into like We the Kings, Never Shout Never, All Time Low, Blink, Green Day, when I was in elementary school, middle school, and I found all these bands on YouTube, through YouTube recommended things. And then when I got to high school, I started going to shows and started going to Warped Tour, and it just opened everything up and I found all these other artists, but I loved We the Kings. Wow. Aw. Yeah. Okay. I think that this is my list. I'm happy with it. If you disagree with me, fight me in the comments, dox me, come to my house and burn me at the stake, because this is really, really important. And obviously there is a right answer to this. Do you feel like a man when you push her? Oh wait, I didn't stop my screen recording. Oops, sorry. When you push her. What band is that? Do you feel? The song is called Push, right? Face Down. Oh, it is Red Jumpsuit Apparatus. I just didn't know. Oh, my bad. That'd be a cool song to see live. I loved that song when I was in middle school. But I think I look kind of pretty when I just finished crying.